À partir de cet instant, la liberté sera quelque chose de vivant et de transparent. Et sa demeure sera pour toujours le cœur de l'homme.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another session of The Impact by the One Oat Podcast. I'm Brawin, your host and the founder of One Oat Foundation. Today's episode will dig into a topic that affects youth globally: politics and mental health. How political oppression impacts mental health, and how young people can use soft skills to rise above community and societal pressures. It's not an easy subject, but understanding it is essential for anyone passionate about mental health and social change. So let's get into it. Political oppression is essentially the restriction of freedoms, often imposed by authoritative powers, and when it's directed at youth, it can be incredibly damaging, especially for those in marginalized communities who feel trapped, unable to express their identity, or fearful of the future. These circumstances can lead to chronic stress, depression, anxiety, and in some cases, a deep sense of hopelessness. Research shows that when people feel their voices are silenced or that their opinions don't matter, they internalize their feeling, leading to diminished self-esteem and increased risk of mental health struggles. The challenge then becomes not just the external oppression but an internal one, where young people start questioning their worth. When young people face oppression, they are not only dealing with external constraint but also battling with self-doubt, shame, or feeling of isolation. Society may try to label them or stereotype them in a way that can create a lot of internal conflict, leading to issues like identity confusion or lack of belonging. Imagine being in an environment where, because of who you are, where you come from, you're told you have less value, less potential. That's a huge burden to carry, especially when you're trying to figure out who you are. The struggle for self-worth under these pressures often becomes an uphill battle. So the question is, how do young people cope with these pressures? How can they fight against feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness? One answer lies in developing soft skills, which we are going to explore deeply right now. The first soft skill to help combat these oppressive feelings is self-awareness. Self-awareness is about recognizing and understanding your own emotions, motivation, and beliefs. When youth practice self-awareness, they are empowered to understand their unique qualities and values and their purpose, even when society tries to tell them otherwise. How does this work in real life? Let's say you are facing social or political discrimination. By developing self-awareness, you can separate who you truly are from the negative labels imposed by others. You realize that your value isn't defined by these labels but by your inherent qualities. This can be a powerful first step in building a resilient mental state, which is crucial in overcoming external pressures. Empathy is another incredibly valuable skill in the face of oppression. When you cultivate empathy, you're not just understanding your own feelings, you're connecting with experiences of others. By building empathy, young people can create supportive communities which provide solidarity and encouragement even in difficult circumstances. How does this help with mental health? It helps because when you feel connected to others who understand your struggles, you are less isolated. Empathy-based support systems foster a safe space to share experiences, gain insights, and find encouragement. It becomes easier to face oppressive systems when you know you're not alone and that there is a network of people standing beside you. Critical thinking is also essential. It enables young people to question the structure and narrative that uphold oppressive systems. Instead of passively accepting unfair treatment, critical thinking empowers them to ask why things are the way they are and to envision a more just alternative. For instance, by critically examining social norms, youth can identify stereotypes or biases that might be affecting their self-image or that of their community. These skills allow to reclaim their identity by reshaping the way they view themselves beyond societal labels. And on a mental health level, breaking away from imposed narratives can be incredibly liberating, helping to ease the pressure that comes from feeling like they have to conform to fit in. Communication skills are pivotal when facing oppression because they give young people a voice. Learning to express thoughts and emotions effectively is powerful. It's how change begins. When youth can articulate their ideas, they are more likely to advocate for themselves and for others, creating a ripple effect that can shift societal perceptions. Effective communication can also help them to share their experience in a way that educates others, potentially breaking down biases and promoting understanding. Think of it as planting seeds of change. Every conversation that raises awareness chips away at the oppressive structures, even if in small ways. Adaptability is another soft skill that's crucial when dealing with oppressive systems. Political and social climates are constantly shifting, and sometimes these shifts can intensify existing pressures. Developing adaptability allows young people to remain resilient and grounded even as their circumstances change. Adaptability doesn't mean surrendering to oppression, it means finding ways to navigate through it. It's about learning how to stay mentally strong, flexible, and focused on long term goals, even in challenging environments. This mindset helps to reduce anxiety and build a sustainable path forward despite external challenges. So, how do we bring it all together? Self awareness, empathy, critical thinking, communication, and adaptability. Each of these skills offers tools that youth can use to stand strong, even under the weight of oppression. They allow young people to build their mental fortitude, to feel seen and valued, and rise above the constraints society tries to place on them. Remember, these aren't just survival tools, they are the tools of empowerment. By cultivating these skills, youth aren't just managing oppression, they are actively creating a life that reflects their true self, no matter the limitation that society imposes. Thank you for tuning in today's deep dive. I hope this insight helped you or someone you know. Let's continue to nurture these skills, support one another, and speak out against oppression in all its forms. And if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the One Oat Podcast for more content on youth empowerment, mental health, and personal growth. Stay resilient, stay aware, and remember, you have the power to shape your own path.
Une seule chose reste interdite. Aimer sans amour.